Feed the Beast episode. Today's episode is probably going to be kind of short. Our main goal is to finish putting together my industrial grinder, which I've kind of been working on for a while now. We're not going to be able to power it at the moment because we're going to have to upgrade our power. But you can see that base out there, that's the first step. And so, grab the rest of this stuff real quick. So we need to make some carbon mesh. So I'll put this up here, I guess, since I'm going to have a workspace up here. So as you noticed, I had to put together carbon fiber and then two carbon fibers, supposed to make a mesh. Throw the mesh in the compressor. Alright, got to make some carbon plates is what we're working on here. So to help build this stuff, I've had to put together, or get ready to put together a bunch of smaller machines. I'm kind of skipping things by building the industrial grinder, but to be honest, I think it's going to be worth it once we get it, put the effort in to set it up and stuff, because it'll help with getting more out of our blocks, our ore blocks and stuff. But the first step I need to do is I've got a generator up here and some bat boxes, which you've seen me make before, and then I put together a macerator and a compressor to get the last of what we needed taken care of. And it was mainly to make, I believe they are advanced machine blocks, which require mixed alloy ingot. So, or well, you make mixed alloy ingot, and then you put it in a compressor, and it turns it into advanced alloy, which is a plate thing. The plate bending machine does not work for that, by the way. And you use a rolling machine with a bunch of refined iron, bronze, and tin, and you'll get mixed alloy ingots. That's why it's set up in place of the refinery now. Give this a couple seconds. So we'll go ahead, I think, while we're waiting on that, because we don't need to use that. So we need to put together a bunch of other machines, and so I've actually grabbed, I took the time to try to put them together in here so that I wouldn't have to. It takes a lot of pretty basic. Yeah, most of these machines take pretty basic things. I mean, we've made pretty much all of these except the iron fence, but that's nothing complicated. So I don't remember. I think this makes an extractor. Yep. And then this extractor. I don't know if that goes on top for that. Yes, it does. So we made the extractor, and then the next one is a regular electrolyzer, I'm pretty sure. Which makes energized water cells, from what I read. So there's the electrolyzer. Then we make a magnetizer, which I'm not sure what the hell a magnetizer does, to be honest. I looked at the stuff to how to make it, and I didn't really read what it does, although I should, because it sounds interesting enough. And it's becoming nighttime outside. So I'll have to sleep here in a second. Alright, so we have our magnetizer. Okay. Now, let's see, I need 3 of these. Okay. I'm going to do this real quick. We'll finish making since the carbon mesh is done, we're going to finish making the advanced blocks. I made way more, I miscalculated stuff because I didn't realize that when I use these to make the refined ones, it makes 4 blocks at a time. So I ended up making a bunch extra before I noticed that. Okay, so one of these, I think it is the grinder itself. Yeah. Uses one of those, and then see, we need to grab some steel plates. We have to make advanced circuits too. So we need that, that, and that. So I don't think we covered making advanced circuits, but it's literally just, let's see, I needed 4. This is all it is. You take a bunch of dust and some other circuits and some lapis and you get advanced circuits. So we need 2 advanced circuits. I need the steel plates out of here. Okay, so we're going to make the reinforced machine blocks, which is what we need to make the actual outer casing of the industrial grinder. I should have. Oh, and I froze. There we go. Okay, I need 9 of these. I've got some extras. To be honest, I wasn't very good about, when I started putting this stuff together, I wasn't very good about just checking how many things I needed. I kind of just started building stuff. Okay, so let's see, we'll sleep real quick, and then I'll actually go finish building the frame. So, the industrial grinder, like a lot of other things, like the different furnaces we made earlier, basically require, well, it's not, that's not a good way to say that. It is required, but you have to build extra things. You have to they're more than just one block machines. Like you have to build a bunch of extra stuff. And in this case, we have to build, um, we have to kind of build its framework, and then you put the machine on it, from what I understand. So mobs can't spawn. Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Okay, so we need to put these are the reinforced ones, and down on here already are the regular standard machine casings. You need to put water in there, and then we put the other machine casings on top of it. And I suppose we better hack this down real quick, because it'll probably get in the way. So there we go. So we've got the basic built, and like I said, it's similar to like these, except unlike these bricks, which automatically turn into whatever, we still have to attach the actual machine to it. And from what I understand, you're supposed to be able to actually build like 4 of the grinder parts and put them on one set of this block stuff. I am not going to do that because I don't have that many blocks. Okay, so the next part. This is going to make a pump from Industrial Craft. I'm honestly not entirely sure what an Industrial Craft pump is. I didn't know Industrial Craft had a pump in it until I started looking into building this grinder. So I don't know what the Industrial Craft one does. We've seen I think it's Buildcraft is the one that we're using. Pump goes on one side or the other here. And so then this last one, which we had to build all the magnetizer, the electrolyzer, and the extractor for, is the industrial electrolyzer, which we'll probably have to rebuild again at some point, because from what I've seen, it looked like it was something that gets used, and I know I've read about it before, so. But for now, we're going to work on getting our grinder. So we have our industrial electrolyzer. Alright, so this here, and I made a bunch of this stuff already. I'm sorry, I apologize for not showing you guys, but if you look up diamond grinders and stuff, you can find how to make them. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's a required part of the Greg Tech stuff. And then we have some more advanced circuits, which I showed you how to make not too long ago. Not too hard to make, just have to make circuits. There we go. So there's our industrial grinder. So now, from my understanding, and we're not going to be able to use it, like I said, because I don't have the power on it right now. Supposed to be able to just throw it on there like that. Yeah. So the green turning green must mean it's ready to go. And so now we can throw stuff that needs to be ground into it. It also needs to have water um, placed in it. I'm not sure where. I just know that it said it had to have water. Because you're supposed to be able to supply the water with pumps or cells or whatever. So there it is. We've accomplished our goal for today, which was to get the industrial grinder built. I will work on. We're not going to work on the power thing today because I need to do some more research because I need to find the next tier up of how to generate power, the power we need, because generators aren't enough on their own, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So I don't know if I showed you guys this. I built a little potion stand back here. I haven't really done anything with it yet, but I built one. I've still got coal coke going. I pretty much just throw stacks of coal in there when it gets done now. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. I don't really have anything else for you guys, unfortunately. You can see the pretty armor Nick gave me, so. I switched back to my crappy armor for when I'm running around here in case I get blowed to hell. That cleared out my chest. I'll actually have to go through this stuff again, because this is kind of my work chest. And this was just a chest I built to put the other stuff in, so. Alright, so I can talk about some plans, I guess. I have decided that I'm going to take the quarry, and I'm going to actually set the quarry up underground, or we're going to give it a shot anyway. Namely because Nick brought this up in a conversation I was having with him, but with quarries, the thing that's kind of annoying about them is it digs the hell out of your the land around you. I mean, that's the point, but I mean, you end up with huge square gaps of nothing. They go all the way down to bedrock, and so I decided I think I'm gonna build it. I think I'm gonna go off of my staircase down here. I think I'm gonna go off a little ways underground and build it. Just so that it doesn't disturb the first few layers of dirt and stuff. I mean, you're going to be screwed. Oops, I didn't want to break that. You're going to be screwed if you get blown up by a creeper and you're low enough, but I just kind of think that's what I want to do. I'm also going to take... the reason why I'm choosing to build it in the staircase down here is because I can actually take the fuel here and I can pump it directly down into the engines, since that's what I'll be using for the time being. I'll have to rethink things if I end up building solar panels and using an electric engine, because solar panels require the sun. But that's my thought for now, anyway. And so I'll start working on that here once we get closer. Having the industrial grinder, the reason why I made this specifically is because when I was looking around, there's only a couple ways to get titanium dust, which you have to make um, to make titanium ingots and then plates, which are the last couple things we need to make our diamond drill, which is the biggest thing for the quarry. I chose to build the industrial grinder to do that because the grinder overall I thought was more useful in the long run. Because you can take things, and I wish I could show you. The macerator shows you this. But basically, when you put other natural ore blocks like bauxite, if you take bauxite and put it out there, it'll grind it into powder, which you can then turn into other things. That that holds true for any normal ore. So iron blocks, silver blocks, gold blocks. You put them in there, you get dust, and you get more dust out of it than you would getting ingots out of just smelting the ore block. So it's a way of getting more minerals and ores and stuff without really that much more work. You can do that with a macerator, which is what I have up here. I should have built a macerator earlier, to be honest. I was trying to see if I could skip building one, um, but I couldn't, and so I should have just built one because I would be a lot better off. Like I'm running out of copper now, so I'm gonna have to go down and mine again just for copper. I've only got 23. I had to use a bunch of it up. But all right, as always, take care of yourselves, and next time we'll be building new power stuff. Okay, take care of yourselves, and I will see you later. And I real quick, finally took all this stuff down, so there's nothing over there anymore. All right, bye bye.